My name is Aaron Wallace. I live in Billings, Montana, and I have a lot to say, so I wrote a lot of it down so that I don't miss anything. So forgive me, I'm going to be reading a lot of this off the screen while I'm recording this. Alright. I grew up in a religious family where I spent my days denying who I was and trying to be somebody I wasn't. In high school, I had a few friends, some really good friends, but I often found myself to be the topic of conversation among those that weren't. Whether it was real gossip or just the paranoia in my head, well, sometimes I honestly couldn't tell you. I know people talked about me, but sometimes I think when you grow up feeling like you're evil and helpless and ashamed of your family because you know what they believe about people like you, it's a lot easier to hate yourself and project that hatred on everyone else. And I'm just speaking from my own experience. Honestly, I think I hated myself so much and buried my truth so deeply within myself that I just assumed everyone else hated me too. Yes, there were bullies. Yes, there were scoffers and gawkers. There were people who called me a fag. There were people who made fun of the way I walked, the way I spoke. People who would throw things at me. There were bullies, and it didn't matter how hard I tried to hide it, I was pretty obvious. I went through phases of brutal, blatantly crude flamboyance and deeply buried phases of a shambled excuse of heterosexuality. Every time I came out, and I did it pretty often, amid a storm of bullies and jerks, I pretty quickly retreated back to the safe ground. I used to tell people I was bisexual because that was easier for them to accept than me being gay. And even though I wasn't, it also made a good excuse for me to continue to date women, or girls, I guess back then. They're women now. Bisexuality was a good place to hide for me. I'm not saying that there aren't people out there that are legitimately bisexual. There are. I just wasn't one of those people, and I pretended to be so that people would back off just a little bit. I believed, as my upbringing and so many of the people I loved and admired had taught me to believe, that God hated gay people, that we could overcome this aspect of our lives and that we could change. I tried hard. I was really active in my church, and I surrounded myself with people that I knew would be honest with me when I would fall. People who would straighten me back out. I believed so deeply that I was a mockery to God and an abomination that I surrounded myself with people who would lovingly hate me, corrective rebuke. And honestly, I know that in their hearts, they were in the right place. They believed as deeply as I did, and they were just trying to help me. They were as misguided and deceived as I was. But when you surround yourself with that, it breeds a lot of contempt and hatred in your soul. So when you take that out and you go out into life, into a world of teenagers who are ignorant and stupid and just following the examples of their ignorant, stupid parents and the rest of ignorant, stupid society, it's traumatizing. You have so many kids who are so insecure and they're scared of anything that's different. It's hell. So they ease themselves by tormenting those with obvious differences, like me, and like many of you who are watching this video. Yeah, it hurts. Believe me, I know how it hurts. I've been there. I was the kid who sat in my bedroom and in my bathroom, cutting myself in places that people wouldn't be able to see it, because when they saw it, they would try to give me help, and I didn't want help. I just wanted to be left alone. I came to a place where I just wanted people to leave me alone. I didn't want them to help me. I didn't want them to mock me. I just wanted silence. I wanted to be invisible. I wanted them to think that I was okay and to believe my facade, and somehow the outside pain helped the pain inside my soul seem less real. It was a distraction, but it was very much still there, and it wasn't ever going to stop until I came to terms with myself and had to face my own reality. It took me a long time to start to realize that who I was, who I am, wasn't going to change. Unfortunately, this was after 2 years of marriage because I desperately met and married this beautiful, sweet woman. She was my best friend. We didn't know each other very long before we got married, but no matter how hard I tried, it wasn't right, and I know she knew that too. The voice inside me still told me I was gay, and with every beat of my heart, I still hated who I was, even though I knew it wouldn't change, and I kept trying to change, and I finally knew I couldn't, and in a tumultuous upheaval of my life, she left me and forced me in my lonely one-bedroom apartment in Lewistown, Montana. Not a very accepting place to face the truth. I need you to listen to me, though. It does get better. First of all, some of us, like me, we weren't brave enough or honest enough to be who we really were. I admire those of you who are courageous enough that you're willing to face the ridicule and mockery so openly and honestly just to be who you are, no matter what people say. It's a beautiful thing. I wasn't that person. It took me till I was 20 to finally say, yeah, I'm gay. And it took me a few more years to accept that. In that time, I realized that God doesn't hate me. He made every person perfect in his image. Male, female, gay, straight, black, white, Asian, short, tall, fat, skinny, and everything in between. It doesn't matter. You're perfect. As I've grown older, I've learned that my family does love me. My friends? Well, some accepted me and have learned to love me, realizing that really, I'm the same person I always was. Some knew all along and didn't care. They think I'm amazing and they're just glad I'm finally being honest with myself and everybody else. And some, well, let's just say if they can't love you for being honest, they never really loved you to begin with. And your life is better off without them. And I've learned that I have a community in the world of gay people. I have a family that I never knew I had. And some days I realize just how lucky I am because God loved me so much that He made me special. He made me different. He made me gay. He made me in a way that automatically came with a free pass to a family and a society that embraces me no matter what, as long as I embrace them back with love. And they taught me that I can be true to myself and that there's no shame in being who I am. And that I can release that inner voice inside me. Speaking of releasing what's inside you, I'll be right back. Some days, it feels good to be able to show the love of your community and your open, scarred heart. To be completely fabulous and be someone who is always inside you and show it to the world. And to be completely welcomed. Oh yes, babies, it does get better. There will always be hard times, but you are never alone. Ever. You are part of a greater community that will always love you, no matter what the people around you say. We are here, we are queer, and we're not going anywhere. We're here for you, because in our own way we have all walked your path. And if you ever need a friend, believe me that you can find one here. My name is Aaron Wallace. My name is also Arya Grace Lemaire Sexton. My name is human, and I am you. We are the same, different versions of the same perfect creation of God. You are never alone. And though the road seems dark, it ends in sunlight. Believe me, babies, it does get better. I love you.